Rivals Radio.
Welcome back, football fans. You're tuned into Rivals Radio on the Rivals Broadcast Network.
And we're diving right back in. Today, we're taking a look at the latest draft class overview. Got some pretty exciting insights on recruits.
Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we're halfway through this year one Pro League season? Been a bit of a wild ride already, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. Some surprises for sure.
But you know what? We're already looking ahead. We managed to get an early look at the year two college football draft class. It's kind of like a sneak peek, right?
Exactly. A glimpse of the future stars heading into the football rivals world. So it's always fascinating, even with the pro season going strong.
So what are you seeing in these early reports? Where should we start?
Well, the college scene is definitely buzzing. Let's kick things off with North Carolina. Looks like they've got a pretty balanced recruiting class shaping up.
Balanced how?
Well, 1 cornerback, 2 wide receivers, 2 defensive linemen, a middle linebacker, and maybe the biggest piece, their quarterback, Toby Fortune, he's coming back.
Okay, Fortune returning is big, but those 2 D linemen and the linebacker, that feels like they're really focusing on the defense, wouldn't you say? Building from the trenches.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. It could signal, a bit of a shift for them defensively.
So who are the names popping out for the Tar Heels in this early look? Besides Fortune, obviously.
Right, Fortune's the known quantity. But keep an eye on Winter White, Romeo Ybarra, Elijah Carter, Giovanni Luco, Robert Crone, Nasir Lockheed, and also Travis Young. It's a solid group of names.
A good mix there. Okay, let's head down south, Florida State. What's the intel say there? Sounds like maybe a solid lineup across the board.
Yeah, the early word is just solid. No huge emphasis on one area maybe, but good names. We've got Neo Judkins, Kai Latham,
Yeah.
Boba.
Yeah, Bo Bubba. Still gets me every time.
Right. Also Jared Gerard, Labard Vick III, Lacoby Evans, and Forrest Hawkinson. Seems like they're laying a decent foundation in Tallahassee.
Suggests they're maybe plugging holes everywhere, not just one spot. A well-rounded effort, perhaps?
Exactly. Yeah. That's often the sign of a program that knows its needs.
Okay, let's head west a bit, Texas A&M. Hearing they've landed a really strong draft class.
A&M doesn't surprise me. They always recruit well.
True. Again, not many specifics on positions just yet in these early reports, but names to watch. Nikhil Banks, Billy Ray Bannon, Ronnie Taylor, Deshaun Rodriguez, and Levi Horn.
Yeah, top-tier talent magnet, that place. And speaking of top tier,
Yeah.
how about the champs? Michigan, defending national champions. Our sources are saying they look promising again, especially offensive line and the skill spots. That's a recipe for staying on top, isn't it?
It certainly is. The names we're seeing are Burt Bean, Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford, now there's a name.
Yeah. Also AJ Silva and Skywalker. Quite the group.
What's the big story with Michigan, though? Anything jump out?
Well, the big thing is Burt Bean. He's coming back for his senior year.
Oh, wow. That's huge for them.
Massive. Clearly wants another shot at the title before, maybe going pro. That kind of veteran leadership, you can't put a price on it. Definitely not. Okay, let's shift over to Maryland. They're in the mix, too. Got Christian Bassigalupi, Matt Murdoch, and Marlon Bastetta coming in. Hearing some buzz, these guys could be like real difference makers.
Yeah, there's some talk. Maryland's been pushing hard to climb the ladder. Sometimes it's those guys, the ones maybe not everyone's talking about yet, who step up big.
So maybe a surprise standout brewing there. Could one of them be a cornerstone for the Terps?
It's possible. Definitely possible. You wonder, right? Could this be the class that helps them turn a corner?
Okay, changing conferences now. Kansas. Tough year last year, obviously, getting relegated down to the Sun Belt.
Yeah, that was a rough one for them.
But like you said, maybe a chance for a fresh start. They've got some new recruits, Marquand Anderson, TJ King Jr., and Trey Glock. Could be vital for them, yeah?
Absolutely. Sometimes that drop, while tough, lets you reset. Rebuild with new faces, new energy. Be interesting to see if these guys can, inject that spark Kansas needs in the Sun Belt.
Right.
Okay, back to the big stage. Oklahoma came so close last year, losing to Michigan in the title game.
Agonizingly close.
Sounds like they're being strategic, targeting key spots to get back. We're seeing Mason Bigsby and Santonio Sanders. What do you think the focus is there?
Well, after getting that close, they're looking hard at where they fell short. Adding specific talent suggests they're plugging perceived holes, getting ready for another run. These two might be key pieces to that puzzle.
Makes sense. How about South Carolina? They seem to be making some interesting moves too. Axel Hillcox and Antonio Kitchens are the names we have. You mentioned their ads seem spread out.
Yeah, it looks like they're touching multiple position groups, which usually points towards building overall depth, not just loading up in one spot, but making the whole roster stronger, more adaptable.
Right. Building resilience. Okay, Ole Miss looks like offense is the priority there. Kyler Knight, their QB, he's returning.
Yep, Knight is back. That's big for them. And they're bringing in a freshman receiver, Jerome James. Okay, so returning QB, promising young wideout. Could be some fireworks early.
Could be. You get that connection going between an experienced QB and a talented young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could put defenses on their heels pretty quickly.
Definitely. NC State, they're looking at adding depth, it seems. Kai James at quarterback, Bobby Smith at tight end.
Smart moves. You can never, ever have too much quality depth at QB and tight end.
Never, especially in college.
Exactly. It's insurance, it's competition, just makes the whole program healthier.
Okay, switching gears slightly. Not a recruit, but Georgia Tech. Senior quarterback Noah Roberts. Hearing he's playing lights out, kind of carrying the team almost.
Yeah, the reports are really strong on him. Performing at a super high level, elevating the whole team despite maybe not having elite talent around him everywhere.
That's the kind of guy pro scouts love, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Shows talent, leadership, the whole package. He's definitely someone you got to watch this season.
Minnesota's got a halfback coming in, J.C. Johnson. Expected to be a key guy for them.
Seems like it. A strong running game, it can be the heart of an offense. Controls the clock, takes pressure off the QB.
Yeah, if Johnson delivers, he could be a real workhorse for the Gophers.
Could be. We'll see.
Notre Dame. Looking at defense, adding Edward Diggs at middle linebacker? Now, hang on. Coincidence or...
Well, it shows how different top programs can identify similar needs, right? Both clearly felt they needed to bolster that spot. It'll be kind of fascinating to track both of those guys now.
Definitely adds a little storyline there. Okay, Texas. Landed a big one, apparently. Quarterback Reno Hightower. Hearing he's expected to make an immediate impact.
Yeah, that's the buzz. Highly recruited guy. Comes with pressure, obviously.
Always does at QB, especially at Texas.
For sure. But if he lives up to the hype, watch out. Texas could be right back in the thick of things.
Oklahoma State. Got a senior halfback, Malik Crane, returning. Reports say he's looking sharp.
Yep. That veteran presence in the backfield, someone who knows the system, provides leadership. That's invaluable.
Can't teach experience. Oregon. Another quarterback making noise, Kyre Jackson. Man, this year 2 class seems loaded with QBs.
It really does feel that way, doesn't it? A lot of programs investing heavily in that key spot. Good year for QB talent coming up.
And last one on this list for now, Louisville. They grabbed a highly scouted halfback, Steve Patrick.
Right. Louisville has a knack for finding good running backs. Patrick's got some big shoes to fill, but being highly scouted suggests he's got that potential. Maybe the next guy in their pipeline.
Wow. Okay, so this early look, it's packed with potential, isn't it? Every program seems to have a plan building for the future.
Absolutely. It's clear the strategy is already in motion for year 2 across the board. It sets up what should be a really, really exciting college season to watch these players actually hit the field and develop.
Couldn't agree more. And it's not just the usual suspects, right? We're seeing interesting names pop up at various programs, different conferences. Should make the whole college series landscape pretty competitive.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be fascinating to see which of these recruits really breaks out, who becomes the next big star heading towards the pro league.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to be keeping a close eye on all these teams and how they progress. But that's about all the time we have for today's draft class overview. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, stay tuned for more updates and insights right here on Rivals Radio. Until next time, folks.
And for you listening, think about it. As we look ahead to this year 2 college class, which one of these names we talked about today do you think has the best shot? Not just to make noise in college next season, but to maybe become a truly dominant force when they eventually reach the pro league. Something to chew on until our next deep dive.
It's Rivals Radio.